there's something I need to confess. I'm quite a simple person. In fact, more often than not, I feel like quite a dumbass. Like, you know the feeling when you're not sure if you're in the right company? And needless to say, after these talks and standing here in front of you, the feeling's probably stronger than ever. Yet I know that it is this very feeling that will carry me on in this life. And in this talk, I'd like to share frictions of why I think it is this way. I began my studies in media and communications some 4 years ago. I had a firm intent of becoming a journalist. Journalists observe the world around them without having to possess prior knowledge about every phenomenon they encounter. Journalists talk to people that have that knowledge and try to engage in their perspective. Journalists then concretize our learning by processing the information and ultimately communicating it out in a language and form that everyone can understand. I wanted to be an explorer like that. I wasn't looking for expertise in anything. I just wanted to get to talk to people that have it. I was raised with a healthy dose of humbleness when it comes to expertise. My grandma would always say, and still says, don't take yourself as an expert in anything before you've reached my age. She's turning 80. So you can imagine that I don't much enjoy responding to job applications. How many times have you bumped into a job advert that's looking for interns? Yet the desired qualities include words such as guru, or expert, or talent, or wizard, or ninja, and whatnot. And I'm like, what guru? Because as far as I know, a guru refers to either a Hindu teacher or a very popular expert in a pretty narrow niche field of knowledge. I'm neither of those, so it feels devastating. Yet I'm desperately trying to find some kind of an angle where I can position myself as a guru of some sort. Like, I know what I'm doing. A professor in my university teaches that we are shifting towards a so-called promotion society, a new era of gurus, personal brands. This leads to a conflict. It feels as though we were forced to label ourselves under a certain niche expertise at a very early age, and then promote that brand of ours in all social situations that we face. Yet at the same time, artificial intelligence, digital revolution are quickly replacing our traditional jobs, leaving us, mere mortals, with features we're good at, like curiousness and creativity. And if you look at some of the most influential people in human history, there wasn't much of self-promotion on their journey towards the most fundamental discoveries humans have made. Take Einstein, for example. Einstein said, only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. So what I did was this. Instead of trying to get rid of the feeling that I'm stupid, I started to embrace it. I encounter all people that I meet with pure admiration and eagerness to listen and learn. See, what this conscious stupidity does is that it actually removes a kind of a brand or a mask behind of which you're trying to hide and gives way to features like personality and curiousness. I'm much more myself in any situation, like this stage, when I'm not trying to prove myself or anyone else that I was the expert here. What it leads to is learning in an open, genuine way. I sometimes make people feel uncomfortable in group discussions and even one-on-ones, because I might just stare at the people talking, and not saying anything, probably my mouth open. You know how they tell you about active listening skills? How you should engage in discussions with different gestures, such as like nodding and saying yes or no, and I know where you're coming from. They're great if they help you to focus. But I'm often quiet, and sometimes may even feel frozen, simply because I'm desperately trying to learn as much as I can from the person who's talking. Some negotiation situations feel stressful, because you're expected to give input, sometimes just to make a smart impression. But in fact, preparing always an answer to someone's argument actually takes away your focus from the core of what the other one's saying. Like when you're introducing yourself and shaking hands, preoccupied with making a smart impression. You're often so concentrated in your own performance that you even forget to take note about what the other one's name was. I like to read Quora every day. It's an open site where any user can pose a question about anything in life. And another user that feels like knows something about it provides an answer. Now, oftentimes, I see questions such as, how can I improve my life? Or, how can I become more intelligent? The following answer pops up several times, and whenever it does, it firmly catches my eye. Surround yourself with people way smarter than you. I'm not talking about getting in contact with guys like Bill Gates or Elon Musk or other influential people. Just by taking a learner's position instead of posing an expert, sets in motion a fundamental self-development process. My journey towards a journalist has taken some shifts to different directions. I realized that I don't have to be a journalist to still maintain those very same values and still act like one. We're all a unique blend of critical journalism and explicit guruness. I'd like to end with a quote by Bill Nye. I've printed and taped it on my wall so I can see it every morning as I wake up. Every person you'll ever meet knows something that you don't. Thank you.